As is true for a company that assets at the end of the day are equal to liabilities, for the balance of payments, we will see that all the credits recorded have to be equal to the amount of debits recorded. So if we sum up all the transactions that appear in the balance of payments at the very end, we will get 0. So all the credits are compensated by debits. This might seem surprising because we just saw a situation in which there was an imbalance between imports and exports. In particular, in our simple example, imports were greater than exports, and so we had a deficit, if you want, meaning that we had more debts recorded than credits recorded in value. Well, the important thing to notice is that there are transactions that are going to compensate for this imbalance. In particular, here we're just considering goods that are shipped to and from our local country of interest. In reality, there are other economic actors whose transactions are recorded in the balance of payments. For example, banks and financial intermediaries. So now take the perspective of a US exporter that is exporting goods, say, to Germany, and is getting paid in Germany. So it's receiving currency, and so that's a plus in our balance of payments. But then what is it going to do with that currency worth, in our example, $1,000 in Germany? It will open a bank account in Germany. It will open a bank account, which means that it will deposit money worth $1,000 in a German bank that will give in exchange a title that says that this exporter has a deposit in a German bank, and it has the right to get 2% interest per year on this deposited money and get the money back whenever he wants. By getting this title and doing this transaction, the exporter is giving $1,000 to our German bank and is getting in exchange a deposit title. What is this? This is a transaction that is recorded in the balance of payments between the exporter and a bank. And this will be a minus because this involves money being given from a resident to a foreigner. Think about the transaction that led to a debit from importing goods. Well, our local consumers that imported goods from abroad will pay the exporter here in our country, and this exporter will open a bank account, say if we're considering the local country to be the United States, in the United States of America, and so our local bank will receive currency from a foreigner, and so this will be a plus transaction in the balance of payments that perfectly compensate for the minus transaction coming from the imports. This gives us a sense of why at the end of the entire balance of payments, which is clearly more complicated than our simple example, but this should give you an idea of what's going on. Now we have a sense of why all the credits must be compensated by debits, and the overall result by summing all the transaction is a 0.